Hello everybody, it's Tallara and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. Today is cycle number 10, and as you can see, some things are happening or are about to happen. Unfortunately, one of those things is the cycle clock for Hunted is about to run out. Someone is out there tracking us, and it won't be long before they arrive, aka they're probably going to be here tomorrow, which I'm not going to lie, really worries me. We're also waiting to figure out what the heck's been going on with Fang. Ever since our trip to the shipyard, Fang's been missing, and we're not going to find out what's going on for another 3 days there. There's lots of timers happening, and then of course we've got a lot of drives or quests as well. We need to build a ship mine, we need to disable our tracker, we need to help Ankita repair the ambergris, we need to free Neoven, get to know Emphas, and perhaps most importantly, survive. Before we do any of that though, we do have an upgrade available. And what should we use it on? I'm thinking we should probably get +1 in one of our other options. We currently have +1 in interface, but we don't have +1 in any other skill. So I'm thinking if we get +1 in, actually let's do +1 in engineer, which will allow us to work with machines and physical tools a little bit better. Alright, so what should we prioritize today? Over here, we're still waiting for scrap ships to come through. Neovend wants data on Hunter Protocol's actions and behaviors so that we might counter it. Maybe that's something we should do today. No, you know what? Before we do anything, we need to go get a nice meal. I didn't realize how hungry we were. Let's go get our favorite meal, Emphasis Spiced Fungus. Costs us 15 cryo, and that will fill up our energy bar. Alright, from that, now let's see. Hunter Nest. So this is where we have to go to get data. This nest is a tangle of algorithms recursively generating possible Solheim communication codes. Luckily, we do have a 1, so we can bypass the access protocols, and then we should be able to extract the data. Beautiful. Alright, so we got Hunter data. Can we now take this to our vending machine friend? Neovend. Yes, we can. As you upload the data to the vending machine, Neovend whirs in either pain or delight. It's hard to tell. Hopefully delight. But as you can see, we're gonna need 2 more Hunter data before Neovend is satisfied. So let's see if there's any more that we can grab today. Yes, we can get this one as well. From what you gather, this nest contains thousands of name strings. Are these Erlin I residents? Maybe. Let's bypass these access protocols, extract this data. That's data number 2. And then, are there any other areas that we can access? This one right here, Hunter Nest, needs a 2 or a 3. I don't have either. I know we can do it without it, but I'd rather be safe, and it just gives us such a great use for some of those lower dice rolls, so we'll hold off for now. Instead, we'll go back to Neovend, give him the data that we were able to access, and hopefully tomorrow we'll get the final bit of data that we need. For the rest of today, perhaps we should do some work. I just realized how low on cryo we're getting, and obviously cryo makes the world go round. So how about we head up here to the noodle shop, and we can do some delivery. Delivering noodles to the nameless units of the low end takes guts and a certain fearlessness when it comes to asking for tips. Let's see if we can have a good delivery shift here. You get lost in the maze of passages and somehow come back exhausted without delivering all your orders. Mingi is furious. We only got +4 cryo, we lost some energy, and presumably Mingi is a little pissed at us. Should we try it again? Let's see. Let's try doing some more deliveries. Somehow you find all the units you're supposed to be delivering to, but not without cutting back on yourself multiple times, and we get +9 cryo. So I gotta be honest, not the most successful work at Mingi Express today. We didn't get very much money and we used a lot of energy. I'm not exactly happy with how that played out, unfortunately. All right, that's all we've got energy for today, so I'm gonna head home. Our status is flickering, so I think I'm gonna inject some stabilizer here. Without regular doses of stabilizer, sleeper bodies actively decay, so let's inject our corporate insurance policy to feel a little bit better for tomorrow. We're now stable. We feel the stabilizer fizzing inside us, our artificial muscles cramping in sequence. And now let's end our day. Hold it there, sleeper, comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. Uh-oh. I guess the hunter caught up to us, and his name is Ethan, a bounty hunter. It looks like Ethan has a gun right there under his right armpit, so there's probably no point in running. Let's stay still. Good, good. A hand pats your coat down. You know your master's voice. Ethan spins you around. He's wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket, and you immediately know he's terrible news. You got all the way out here and then stayed put. That a sleeper thing? You're my first. You barely hear him. You've noticed the handgun he has leveled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off it. He reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of ring out from a belt loop without taking his eyes off you. Making it to the eye, though, that's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. I pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off of godforsaken moons. He splits the ring into two perfect circles. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Who are you? Just a freelancer on a contract. He reaches over to slide the rings around your wrists. Go easy. Oh god, I mean, I don't want to get shot, but I also don't want to get captured by a bounty hunter and dragged back to my corporate overlords. I might live to regret this, but I think we might only have one choice. Make a break for it. You see a chance the moment his eyes leave you to watch the rings. You spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. Then the shot rings out, echoing off the metal so loud it hurts your ears. A bullet hole smokes in the wall beside your head. You freeze and Ethan closes the gap. This is a very boring routine, trust me, I've seen it all before. He slips the rings over your trembling wrists. Ethan nudges you to start walking. To the ship and home. Going easy. You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. We can work this out. Can we? I don't see much in the way of assets in your possession. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you down the corridor. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to Essenarp right away. That tracker of yours makes this too quick. Was hoping you'd put up a bit more of a chase, you know? A running battle through the bright market maybe, or a holdout in the low end. There's a few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I asked around. You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That Essenarp tracker will be the death of you. Hey, I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship we stop for a drink? I'm buying. He laughs at his own joke. Let's just stay silent. Although, I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are in one of the most lawless joints in the surrogate systems, and we are heading for the exit. He pauses and you trudge on in silence. Okay, here's the idea. You and me, we make a little agreement. Here are the terms. He turns you to face him. You run, or leave, or try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot or scheme, you try to kill me, I shoot you. But, he smiles, you come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles, and you pay my tab, I don't shoot you. He pauses. You don't pay my tab? He rattles his handgun. You get the idea. Wait, seriously? You're letting me go? Not at all. Let's call it open custody. You are free to mooch around the eye as long as you keep paying up. He stretches. You know, I really thought I was going to have to kill you, but this is so much better. He clicks something at his belt and the rings release from your wrists. I'm going to see if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come see me there. He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight. Let me just remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. The mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you going to do? Wow. Honestly, that was probably best case scenario. I really thought for a second there after my failed escape attempt that we were just gonna get dragged back to our corporate overlords, but somehow we're free? Wow. Okay. So we got a new drive. Pay Ethan's tab. Maybe if you manage to pay his tab, Ethan will leave you alone. Wishful thinking, perhaps, but what else can you do? All we can do is wait for Ethan to run up a tab and enjoy our freedom while we can. Clearly, we're gonna need a more long-term solution, but honestly, this is good. I'll take it. We are free. Ethan has decided to enjoy the comforts of the eye for a little bit at the Compressor Club here in the chaotic Bright Market. You see Ethan at a distance, shouting from the bar for more drinks. This bill isn't going to be small, is it? Looks like we've got 4 days till we're going to have to pay Ethan's tab, and we're probably going to need to make sure we have the money to do so, because he's got us on a bit of a short leash. Alright, I guess that means today we're really going to have to focus on making money. Unfortunately, before we can do that, I am starving, so I'm going to have to spend some money to get some food, and then hopefully we can make some money. Before we start, I am going to head down to this hunter nest and see if we can hack it today. Yes, we've got a 3. That should work, allowing us to bypass the access protocols and extract the data. We recognize some of the data tangled into this nest. Is this a partial log of your recent movements? Spooky. Let's take that data right away to the sealed dock and give it to our vending machine friend, NeoVend. Alright, that should do it, hopefully. NeoVend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder, if it fell over, would NeoVend be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. NeoVend flashes sequences of mangled data compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. What do you mean by operational limits? Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. Station was run by administrator intelligences, huge databanks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming. Cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Killer? The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer. Part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find, killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter, then killer. Then we hid. Okay, so we've met Hunter, and he was scary enough. We have not met Killer. I didn't realize there was a dynamic duo in the cloud that we've got to deal with. But you're saying that there were others. Were, no longer. A flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this, through this machine, must be exhausting for NeoVend. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline. Airwalled, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit. Amputate self. But survive. Interesting. Okay, so NeoVend is not a vending machine at all. This is just the body that it's been forced into. It's actually just an intelligent, unshackled sort of AI. What did you lose? Memory, understanding, knowledge, many things. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. NeoVend interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry, data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke Killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on self. Problem will solve self. So you're saying it will essentially erase itself. Killer will erase it, but yes, in theory, it will report itself for deletion. The machine dims and fades. Unsure. Theory, not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mind. Designed to house intelligence. Can imprint self into ship mind, and you can carry with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud. Where can I get a ship mind? Build from fragments. Buy. Salvage. We cannot leave, so do not know. You try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In Shipmind, I can help us both. And Hunter. Make Rim safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find soon. Neovend adds hopefully before shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Okay, so that's the second request we have for a Shipmind. You remember, we need to find one for the Ambergris too. But I'm wondering if we can kind of kill two birds with one stone. If we build a Shipmind, allow Neoven to get in it, and then allow it to be installed into the Ambergris, maybe we just need one Shipmind? Now, we already have 2 fragments. The thing is we're not going to be able to assemble them until we become a trusted trader here at the Ort Exchange. And to do that, we need more scrap components to sell. So all of this to say, we're going to spend the rest of today working at the shipyard. Because we have +1 in engineer, it should be a good time for us to assist a shipbuilder. And so let's start doing some work there. You shadow a shipbuilder who's impressed when you know how to double seal a hull plate. He slips you a tip at the end of the shift. All right, let's do another one. Nice. That one worked well. Also, so we're getting not only cryo, but also scrap components and building our reputation as a yard hand. Let's do one more. Awesome. So, hopefully, we have made a name for ourselves now as a yard hand. Yeah. Now we can speak to someone named Lem and Mina. And go to, oh, we got a bunch of different places we can go to. Havanage offices and unit assembly. Okay, perfect. So let's start with unit assembly. This is a new area for us to work. Cool. Shipbuilding spots on the sidereal horizon are hard to come by, but poor work will see you dropped from the roster. The systems team is looking for new members, so you can prove yourself a reliable tech and you're in. We can also work as a welder's mate. Okay, cool. So new job opportunities. And then here, Havanage offices. Ah. Sophisticated tech is rare on the eye, so the shipyard is happy to pay for shipmind fragments they can dismantle and reuse. I need those fragments, so we're not going to take advantage of that, but good to know there is a possibility. Then there's also this, Tracking Yadagon. A slate in the office advertises that Havanage are looking for informants on gang activity in the eye, and they'll pay. We actually do have a data cache skimmed from Yadagon hardware, and we do need the money, so why don't we sell some of that data? Nice, that gives us +10 cryo. The acquisitions officer eyes you suspiciously as you download the data to her terminal. This is more than she was expecting. I gotta be honest, I was expecting more when it came to payment. Yes, 10 cryo is good, but that's not even enough for a meal. Huh. Okay, well, maybe we won't do that again, but what we can do is apparently meet some new people at the shipyard. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast, a landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. She's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning at the railing. He's thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. He leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out at the ship. And this is Mina, he adds, with a smile. Hi, Lem. Hi, he replies plainly, then shifts a little closer, down the rail. Mina stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material. You working on her, then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship. Or just admiring? He shifts Mina's weight to his other arm. Admiring. Understandable. He nods, gazing back out at the sidereal horizon. You like her too, don't you, Mina? He jostles her a little. She's Mina's and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. How? You haven't heard? Anyone who takes a Havanage contract on the sidereal horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew. We won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall on a new world. He winks. Wait, decades? It's a long trip. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Sealess Foundation is sending thousands of people to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be a totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. The Sealess Foundation? I've never heard of that before. They are Havanage's client, yeah, some wealthy project from the core systems, interested in independence and self-sufficiency and all that. They hired the whole shipyard out, helped re-kit it and everything. He strokes Mina's hair. Someone else's dream, I suppose, but doesn't mean people like me and Mina can't tag along. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers. Food, pulling an exaggerated grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little, Meanie. Give Daddy a second. He turns back to you, and you suddenly notice how tired he looks. I'm not on the Havanage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily, and you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew. Yeah, maybe. He looks out at the sidereal horizon, as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hull. We've got to hold out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eye curiously. You agree, Mina? She straightens up and meets your eye. Daddy loves me, she says it stubbornly, daring you to question her. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. We hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We are just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? He turns and they walk down the walkway, away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shout echoes down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the sidereal horizon. A ticket out. Wow. Alright, we got a new drive. Win a sidereal ticket. Workers on the sidereal crew get entered into a draw for the colony ship's live-in crew. That's one way off the eye and into a new life. Honestly, that sounds like a great idea. If we could smuggle ourselves onto a colony ship with thousands of other people and go far, far away and start a new life on a new system, I mean, what more could we ask for, right? And I mean, Lem and Mina seem so sweet. I would love to help them maybe get on as well. Okay, consider that a new quest. We need to work our way into a shipyard crew. So maybe that's what we'll do to end the day today, or end this cycle. Let's go up to unit assembly and plug in systems fitting. The sidereal horizon is webbed with complex systems, bundled like nerves in a body. Your job is to lay these systems in. You end up ankle-deep in braided cables, wiring and rewiring. Eventually, you settle the systems, but it's a struggle. Alright, so that worked out. So we need to fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more slots for us to become a junior tech. Unfortunately, we can only fail 3 times. Poor work gets us dropped from the roster. So it's high risk, high reward here. We did get some cryo as well, which is awesome, rather. And speaking of cryo, we can now go to the Ort Exchange and sell some of these components. That'll give us plus 12 cryo, and most importantly, plus 1 to Trusted Trader. So another sell. And there you have it. We'll officially become a trusted trader at the Ort Exchange. So, that opens up the Ort Fabricator. Ship mines cannot be built from scratch, but if you have enough, salvaged fragments can be reassembled with a fabricator. Perfect. So we have now got our way to build a ship mine. All we need is one more fragment. I'm really hoping when some more scavengers come in tomorrow, actually, we might be able to pick up a ship mine. It's going to depend on if we have enough cryo, and hopefully we do. We've got 92, so that's a good sign. Oh, actually, I completely forgot. They're selling ship mine fragments over here on the merchant freighter. They're selling them for 60 cryo, which is a high price. But we need one more. I'm actually going to pay it. We've got the funds. Why not? We reluctantly hand over the chits. You know they're fleecing us, but we need this. And with 3 ship mine fragments, we can now go to the Ort Fabricator, input those, and fabricate ourselves a ship mine. The fabricator whirs and crackles as it assembles the ship mine. It opens to reveal a completed but heavily dented unit. Hopefully the dents don't matter. And now we can get another upgrade point. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do a +1 and into it, because then that allows us the next time we get an upgrade point to do instant karma. Reroll all of your dice once per cycle, which honestly sounds fantastic. So now with this ship mine, let's go give it to Neovend. Neovend wants to be smuggled out of the dock, and to do that you'll need to provide a full ship mine ready for imprinting, which is what we have right here. Neovend is ready to attempt imprinting, but they want you to help. Sleeper, must express plan before we begin. Neovend is impatient, the prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. Shipmind has no output features, will be mute until slotted. Okay, so what's the plan? The servo motors in the machine begin to rev, Neovend's anxiety clear. First imprint shipmind, then slot imprinted shipmind into physical ports close to hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest. Slot shipmind at core nest, show hunter data to hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience, hunter will invoke killer. And killer will kill, yes. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neovend prepares. Physical ports likely sealed in old station. Will need keys, but yes, simple. The vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? Why slot you physically? I cannot access via network. Too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. The lights flicker. I'm not like you. Hybrid. Am native to cloud. Easy prey. Okay, what's the core nest? Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self, linked to secondary nests. Can triangulate from there. Okay, I think I got it. Let's start. The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neovend better be quick or Havanage security will be here. Neovend's voice appears among the squeals like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms aligned with the ship mine, clunkily scraping against it. Good luck, my friend. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mine, its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind, to copy the neural structure of that person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person? And in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You are a convenient loophole. A way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. But what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would the limits lie? The screeching stops. The machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the ship mind is whole again. You reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest to slot them into. Okay, well, we've got a new drive discovered, of course. We now need to deal with Hunter. Hunter is constantly tracking you, but with Neovend's help, we may be able to deal with this rogue protocol, and that involves slotting the imprinted ship mine at nests. Now, we did actually get another skill point, so we can get the perk that I was just talking about, Instant Karma. No? I need 2 upgrade points to get that. Okay. If that's the case, then let's hold on to our upgrade point for now. Now, the hunter's nests. Ah, yes, I see. They're all around the station. So there's one here at the server unit. A mad tangle of wires as thick as your arm crowd around a server unit, sealed shut by a maglock. This must be the place. All we need to open it is an encrypted key, which we already have, thankfully, so let's do that. The maglock pops open and falls away from the unit. You'll be able to enter now. Among the webs of cables, you find a free port compatible with the ship mind. It's all Neovend from here. So this is one of 3 nests that, once slotted with Neovend's ship mind, will lead us to the Hunter's central data cache. It looks like we just have to literally slot him in and then let him do his thing. The servers lie silent, their data cache is cleared. Nothing left to do at this nest. Okay, 1 down. 2 to go. Presumably the other ones are going to require a key as well. Yes, and I don't have any more keys. So we're going to have to spend some time in the cloud collecting some more of those keys. For now, though, that's all we can do for today. We are out of action points. There's no one else to speak to. There's the other sealed hunter's nest. So let's head back to our empty container and end the cycle. Alright, we've got ourselves a new day. Well, we know what we have to do, and that's, well, a number of different things. We will try to explore the cloud today and get some more keys, and then in the meantime, we need to make money, continue getting ourselves acquainted with people at the shipyard, and, you know, survive. But we'll take it one cycle at a time. That's it for today's episode of Citizen Sleeper, everybody. Thank you so much for watching and following along with the series so far. I hope you're enjoying it, and I will see you guys back here real soon for some more.